call to order this Board of Trustees meeting of the Batavia Public Library for Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. And now we're going to say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So going on to the third item on the agenda today, we need a roll call. Marianne?
Galata? Here. Deishman?
here.
Ford? Here. Hubbard? Larson?
Here.
Russo? Sano? Here.
Next on our agenda is comments from the audience. People here, do we have any comments online? We do not. We do not. All right, then we will move forward. The next item on the agenda is to approve today's agenda. I'll need a motion and a second.
So move to approve today's agenda.
All right, Trustee Fasano.
Second.
And Trustee Deachman, second. This is a voice vote, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And the motion carries. So next we have today's consent agenda. There are two items on the consent agenda today. It is the regular board meeting minutes from August 22nd, 2023, and also the August 2023 expenditures report. Is there any discussion, or does anyone want to add or remove anything from the consent agenda? Okay, I will need a motion and a second again.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
to
Trustee
approve the consent
Kulata
agenda.
makes the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Trustee Ford is the second, and this has to be a roll call vote.
Oh. Galata?
Aye.
Deishman?
Aye.
Ford?
Aye.
Hubbard? Larson?
Aye.
Russo? Fasano? Aye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So next, number 7 on our agenda is approving the ordinance 2024-003, the 0.02% building and maintenance tax levy for fiscal year '24.
I'll just interject that these were, you all discussed them at the committee of the whole meeting earlier in the month. These are all the state statute requirements for these actions that we do annually and for the next fiscal year. So this is for '24, '25.
So we're thinking ahead.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance listed on number 7.
Motion by Trustee Kulata, and I'll need a second.
Second.
Trustee Fasano, and then we need a roll call vote for this one as well. We're going to keep you on your toes tonight.
Galata?
Aye.
Deishman?
Aye.
Ford? Aye. Hubbard? Larson?
Aye.
Russo? Fasano? Aye.
All right, and as part of the next step of the documents we reviewed at the committee of the whole meeting earlier this month, we need a motion to approve resolution 2024-003 to determine estimate of funds needed, which is on pages 14 and 15 of our packet.
Oh, I'll make that motion too, sorry.
Well, any discussion? Okay, then motion by Trustee Kulata.
I'll second.
All right, second by Trustee Ford. We'll need a roll call vote on this as well.
Galata?
Aye.
Deishman?
Aye.
Ford?
Aye.
Hubbard? Larson?
Aye.
Russo? Fasano? Aye.
All right, then step 3 of the process, we need to approve the certificate of estimated revenues for fiscal year '24, which is on page 16 of our packet.
I will do 3 for 3 and make a motion to approve the certificate of estimated revenues.
All right, 3 for 3. Trustee Kulata makes the motion. I'll need a second.
I will second.
Trustee Fasano with the second. All right, another roll call.
Galata?
Aye.
Deishman?
Aye.
Ford?
Aye.
Hubbard? Larson?
Aye.
Russo? Fasano? Aye.
All right, the motion carries. Thank you, everyone. So that are the 3 ordinances that were reviewed in the committee of the whole meeting earlier this month. Next up, which is on page 28 of our packet, is the financial reports. Hey, Joe. Behind the column.
2 quick comments. This is the
First time you see reports for this current fiscal year, 23-24, it's combined July, August. We don't do July because we're still doing the audit and entries from the prior year haven't come over yet. And secondly, you don't see it here, but in the month of September, we received the second of our large tax payments, so we're at about 90% revenues collected for this current fiscal year. If you have any questions otherwise.
Is that normal to get
Yes.
it around September? Okay.
Yeah. And we usually hit around 99.5%. It's about 0.5% we don't collect because somebody doesn't pay, so.
When does that last part come in? If you said we're at 90%.
End of October.
Okay.
Occasionally they'll flop one into November, just some residual things that somebody decides to finally pay or whatever it is, so.
Okay.
So by the end of October, we know. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, President's Report, comments from the board. Playing the role of Daniel, I don't have anything from him. And I know we had quite some discussion during the COW meeting earlier this month. So that is all I have. Comments from other board members?
The Friends of the Library had their sale, and they raised $880. Also, they have purged a lot of books, and there was shelves are full of new books. So I invite everybody to come out, and I'm sure they'll find something they'll like.
And they're at the farmer's market this weekend?
Ooh. Yeah.
We were there last, the library was there last, I do believe they're here this next weekend.
Okay.
Kristen is shaking her head yes.
Kristen shaking her head yes. So anyone in BATV, join the Friends at the Batavia Farmers Market this weekend.
With free books for children.
How about those who act like children?
For them too.
Childlike, not childish.
Okay.
That's your goal.
Fair enough. Any other comments from the board? Kind of on a roll tonight. Next up, we have director and librarian's reports. And
I'll
Joe is
slow it
playing the
down.
role. Joe is playing the role of director and assistant director.
So Joe is unable to be here tonight, so I'm stepping in to kind of go through some of the library activities. And the first is we're welcoming our new administrative assistant, Molly Junkinus.
It's a tricky one.
You say it? What is it?
Janocus.
Janocus. Okay. Molly started yesterday, so she is
We're really throwing her in here.
jumping right in and getting some great training from Lisa and jumping right into her responsibilities here on taking minutes for the library board. You also, in Joe's report, noticed she made comment to the bomb threats that you've probably heard coming around in the Chicagoland area, unfortunately. Many of the texts are being received via text or chats, and so we have temporarily suspended those services, our text and chat services for the time being, and then we'll bring them back up again when we feel it's appropriate to do so. The Batavia Police have reached out to the library and spoken to Joe. Sergeant Langston from the Batavia Police Department just touched base, sharing that they knew things like this were happening in the area, and just recommended that we follow the procedures we have in place if something like this would come our way, which we are hoping that doesn't happen. And of course, as always, we are very well supported from the Batavia Police Department, so they would certainly respond in the event of any threat and ascertain if the threat seems real and take appropriate action. So we have very good relationship with the Batavia Police Department, so we're hoping that does not come our way.
Have they reviewed, or do they normally review emergency response plans? I know you guys have
So we
prepared
have
a lot of plans over the
So
years.
we have submitted they actually helped us develop our response plans to a situation like this,
Okay.
so that they are aware of that, and then Joe has been in communication with that as
Okay.
well, so.
Great.
And obviously, our goal is to protect the public and staff.
Absolutely.
Make sure that's taken care of first, people first.
People first, absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
I will move right on to my report then.
No handouts?
I have a lot of handouts. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it from this portion of the table, so I'll just bring my little bucket to the top of the table. First of all, I really would like to thank you all once again for recognizing me as the 2023 Library Leader. I'm very proud to be honored by this award and feel very privileged to have had the opportunity to serve here at the Batavia Public Library. I do have more to say about this, but I'm holding my comments until the reception, which somebody had asked about what the date was. So between Kathy and I figuring out on the calendar what rooms are available and when, the best available day is November 5th at 2 p.m. So it's a Sunday. So we hope you can all be there and you'll hear words and of course you'll see some pictures. So wouldn't go
It's hard
beyond
when you're usually the one who plans those events.
Well, there's a great team who have jumped right in and I appreciate that very much. So they're doing a fabulous job. But tonight I'll share some things. We have some pictures I'll send around. I'm not sure which way I should send these.
This way.
There's more people that way.
We'll go, and then Marianne will have to get them. So just from some of our end of summer pictures and the start of story time. So we began our full programming session down in UYS this last couple weeks. And so story times are happening. Book discussion. Last night was an adventure day and they created mazes. A group of students. Today was a homeschool hangout and we had people doing scavenger hunts in the collection. And this was the first time that we opened it up also for middle school and high school students as well. So families that had younger children as well as middle school students and high school students had activities to do on as well. We were very busy, YS staff was very busy with some off-site things. We did school visits to Rotolo Middle School this year, J.B. Nelson and Hoover Wood sharing information. CERC staff came along to promote library cards and distribute those. So we were very appreciative of that as well as going to the farmers market. I went, Kristen Zambo and Lauren from the circulation went and did library cards. And it was a great moment, great morning. The rain held off, so we were thankful of that. We have 2 new databases, which I mentioned in my report, and I wanted to just send out some information because I think they're going to be really interesting for families, homeschool families, but also families. We often get patrons who ask about workbooks, and we don't circulate workbooks because they're consumables. And so once somebody starts writing in a workbook, that pretty much trashes the workbook for anybody else. So we don't typically purchase workbooks, but we do often get answered that question. So 2 databases, the first one that I'm sending around, the Education Station, is a great database. It addresses Common Core topics and Common Core skills. So it's aligned with the Common Core curriculum that is in our schools. And it has a variety of subjects, primarily in grades K to 5. It has lesson plans, extension activities, and it does have worksheets. So I just sent something along, and I think this will be a great database for families who are looking for that supplemental information for class projects or class curriculum, as well as homeschool families or somebody who just wants some extension to give a little bit more practice for something. So that's a really interesting new database that we just started. And then we have one more. It's a language other than English for kids. And I'm sending around the little, Marianne, I have an extra one of these that you actually can have. Gee, thanks. Wow. And so there's all different languages, and it's really stories in different languages and introducing children to different languages, or someone who is speaks a different language at home or English is their second language, they can sit and listen to stories. And it does American Sign Language as well. So it's a really nice offering.
Even the foreign sign language as well, that we had British and New Zealand.
Right, and that's something where, again, you can't, we don't necessarily collect in every language that there is, and so this is a nice offering for families who might be looking for stories in different languages as well. I also brought a few manipulatives along. So one of the things we've tried to do in our collection, we've looked through our manipulatives collection, and we've added several sensory and fine motor collection things. So I'll send that around. All of these have different movement activities, sensory activities. This was a topic of Staff Development Day in Technical Services. Carrie, one of the tasks in the Technical Services Department was how would you catalog something like this? So Carrie demonstrated how Technical Services catalogs an item like this. So this doll is for fine motor. So she snaps, she zips, and so this was a fun item. We have boys and girls, different ethnicities, so this was a fun thing for them to catalog as well. And then this one is another fine motor skill. It helps children develop some of those skills in that you should be able to balance all of these dinosaurs together on this. And I'm not sure how, but there's 3 more, and after the meeting, if you'd like to do it, you can. It's another fun activity for children to help develop their fine motor skills. And then I did want to mention also, you saw in my board report that one of our librarians, Kathleen Redmond, part-time librarian, is retiring the end of the year. Kathleen, if you think of Kathleen, you think of baby story time, because that is Kathleen's love, early literacy and children, and Kathleen introduced Bubbles to our baby story times, and so that's why we have a picture of Kathleen and Bubbles. She promoted early literacy, was instrumental in our baby bags and 1,000 books before kindergarten. She manages and reviewed and managed our collection development weeding process, so she kept us on track to make sure we were following our schedule. And as an avid reader, Kathleen is phenomenal at Reader's Advisory. So Kathleen will be missed, but she's excited for retirement as well. So she is transitioning to, Miss Amanda has been starting to do baby story time, but all the babies like to still come out and talk to Miss Kathleen when they visit the library. So we're very happy for Miss Kathleen. Stacy mentioned to me earlier that she has all of her information in her report this month. So I'm actually going to turn it over to Stephanie to give some circulation highlights.
I just have a couple of highlights from circulation. So I just wanted to note that checkouts and renewals in July reached over 45,000, which is the highest number that we've had since February of 2020. So circulation is back up, and we're hoping that it continues in that direction. September is also National Library Card Sign-Up Month, and circulation has been busy registering patrons for library cards. And residents who sign up for a library card this month get a free plush owl and one of these super cute bookmarks. It's an owl with the Batavia Public Library logo. It's magnetic. And the back side says, "Who has their library card?"
Oh, it's even cuter.
Yeah, so I will pass these around. Feel free to take a couple of them. And then I also wanted to note that circulation is scheduled for 8 outreach events this month for library card sign up. So Joanne already mentioned J.D. Nelson School, Hooverwood, Batavia Farmers Market. We also had a cert clerk attend the Eye on Aging event this month, along with Kristen Zambo. And then we also have 4 visits scheduled for different facilities in Batavia, like Homestead, Heritage Woods, and River Rain. So, very exciting month in September for circulation. All right, thank you.
And I just want to commend Circulation. They were very willing to come with us to the school visits and sign up library cards. And I went to J.B. Nelson with Shelby Cunningham and Shelby, yeah. And she was very engaging with patrons and signed up a whole family, brand new to Batavia. They hadn't gotten to the library yet, but they were excited to get their library card. They had actually moved from out of the area and were very happy that the library was at J.B. Nelson to get their library card. And the same thing for Lauren this last weekend at the farmers market. She was able to sign up some new residents in Batavia. So it was great.
Fantastic.
Last week was also the meet and greets with Joe, and those went very well. Several managers helped facilitate that and invited people in and engaged people in that conversation. And Lisa, anything you'd like? You were one of the managers.
So Kathy and I took the first Saturday. It went really well. Over the whole 3 meet and greets, some of the Batavia resident rock stars came by. Britta McKenna and Ellen and Bob Huxtable and trying to think, Margaret Perot came by, Holly Deachman. So she got to meet a lot of people. And then right as we were getting ready to leave, our Illinois representative Matt Hansen stopped by, and was that Saturday? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He introduced himself to us and Josephine and chatted along with her. So I think overall they went really well. We were really well received.
We had Kristen. I actually heard about that at the farmers market on Saturday about people who came by and said they really appreciated the opportunity to meet Joe and get to know her a little bit better. So thank you for doing that. So.
And I like that we did have the variety of times. So during the workday, weekend, that was, I think, helpful.
That's all I have for tonight, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Good. Yeah, that was a lot of information. Number 13 on the agenda, upcoming board meetings. So the next committee of the whole meeting is scheduled for Thursday, October 5th. And the next regular board meeting is Tuesday, October 17th. Hard to believe it is almost October. And so that's the end of the agenda except for the adjournment. So I need a motion.
So moved.
All right, motion by trustee Deachman. Second by trustee Fasano. Voice vote, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The meeting is adjourned.